How are we doing, guys? SmartEntity here. Welcome to update 17, Echoes of the Sentient. So in this particular video, we're going to have the new boss fight, Tyl Regor, which is a complete overhaul and rework done on Uranus as our background, and I'm going to talk a bit about update 17 and what we can expect from the update, as well as what you can expect from my channel in the very near future. Alright, so, Tyl Regor boss fight. Now, this boss fight got a complete rework done. It's a complete new overhaul. Now, the video you're looking at now is actually the first time that I'm doing this, so I wasn't too sure what to expect. But having, gone through it, I have to say I really do like it. Now, first of all, you may have noticed we are using Archwing, and then it transitions into our regular Warframe gameplay. Now, this is a very good move by the developers. When Archwing first came out, I was really excited for it. I actually really enjoy Archwings. But Archwing just isn't worth playing much because the rewards in Archwings is just almost non-existent. It's crap, right? And having this sort of hybrid between Archwing and normal gameplay, and obviously we're in the initial stages. Hopefully in the near future we'll have a lot more hybrid games where the reward do make Archwing a lot more worth it. Now here and there I'm trying to show off some of the new Parkour 2.0 jump techniques. So we do have quite a few new I guess acrobatic skills. So there's a couple that I particularly like. So now we have this thing called aim gliding. So what you saw there is aim gliding. So basically the way it works is you jump, and if you aim immediately you have that little, I guess, window we can shoot. And what I'm doing here is basically hopping on walls. So I believe it's called wall dash. And the way it works is you can indefinitely hop on walls, so this replaces a wall run. This actually makes it a lot more better because there's more utility in that you can change direction, you can go up, you can go sideways, there's a lot of flexibility to it. You look a bit ridiculous, you literally look like a bunny hopping, but as far as gameplay goes, it is a, I guess, upgrade for the player side. So just having a look at the scenes here, pretty exciting. Alrighty, so this is a new Tyl Regor rework. So basically, what's different? Well, it has a bit of a maniac ability. So in that it does, allow itself to travel here and there. So it does have a bit of shield and a bit of health. It's armored, obviously, and its shield regenerates very fast. So what that means is basically when it's teleporting from here and there, its shield is regenerating. So you really have to take advantage of hitting it when you can. Now, I am using a complete maxed out Soma Prime, so it's, not too bad. Now, one thing I do really have to say is I like this rework a lot compared to, what we saw with War or the Fire guy. I can't remember what it's called. But basically, if you look at Captain War, right? Not the corrupted War, but original War. Now, when you fight that enemy, it has invulnerability phases, and I just found invulnerability phases in bosses to be really ridiculous when nothing else is happening. Because you can't hit him, he is inactive, so it's just a waste of time. Similar thing happens with Lieutenant Crow, even though Lieutenant Crow can actually fight back during his, I guess, semi-invulnerability phase, but I just found invulnerability phases to be pretty ridiculous. Whereas with this rework, he's not invulnerable, but he is obviously, traveling very fast, dodging here and there, which I found to be quite good, because it's all about, trying to aim him, trying to use techniques to kill him, and that makes it, worth your time, and frankly, it's quite exciting. So, after, the first few seconds, I kind of realized what he's about, and he is about just basically maniac technique and upgraded version. So using Loki here, which I, just had it on, so I used them. Using invisibility and decoy here is actually pretty nice, right? Because he does hit the decoy, and when you're invisible, you can't hit him. Now, when you got, I didn't actually pay attention, but when you got his HP down maybe to a half or so, you get into this state. So I was looking for him here, but what you actually have to do is travel up and get out, and you get to face a few lackeys. So we got another maniac here. Take him out. Now, what I actually wanted to see here was to have a Archwing fight with him, because what that would demand is you need to have decent gear in Archwing as well as normal gameplay. But if Archwing, the only purpose of Archwing here is to travel, then it kind of defeats the whole purpose. So here we have a new enemy, a Maniac Bombard. Obviously, he didn't really last too long, but that's alright. So we have Mr. Tyl Regor back. So we're going to my standard technique, going with decoy and invisibility. So there he died. So pretty simple stuff. Now obviously, with this particular boss, we will have to fight him several times because he does drop the new Equinox parts. Now I do want to say with the Equinox, it is a very grindy farm. So the way it works is you buy the blueprint from your market, and you need to basically get a helmet, a chassis, and a system for the day aspect and a night aspect. And you obviously need, I believe, the blueprint for each of the day and the night aspect. So in total, we need to get 8 parts, and then we need to farm it. So it's gonna, take at least 8 runs, but knowing DE's probability, you're probably looking at more like 30 or 40 runs, right? So just showing a bit more about the techniques here. So what I'm using here is a control jump. Now this one is better than melee traveling. It's better than the old super jump. I kind of feel this is the single best upgrade. It's better than double jump. In fact, with control jump, that I think is called it might be called bullet jump. I'm not too familiar with the names. I know how to use each of the new techniques, but I don't know the name. So I think it's called bullet jump. Not too sure what it is. But with that ability, I kind of feel it makes a lot of abilities redundant. It makes a lot of directional melee redundant, and it just makes traveling way easier. So here we're just showing off the new Equinox day system blueprint. So pretty cool there. So yeah, so in the coming few weeks, I'm definitely going to show a lot of new builds. One of the main changes was this update 17. In addition to the Equinox Warframe, in addition to a lot of weapons as well as Archwing weapon, we have this new thing called utility slot in Warframe. I won't go into it too much right now, but the way that works is we basically get a new slot in the Warframe that allows us to put a utility mod such as Rush in there. So we're definitely going to do a few specialized build on that. There's a few additional other mods which may change our builds here and there, which I will need to investigate and of course do videos on those. There's going to be a new mission or new quest, the Nata quest, which we will show off shortly as well. And frankly, the list goes on. Now, one of the best things I kind of feel about update 17 is there's a lot of small changes, which is really good. And obviously there's a couple of big changes with Parkour 2.0, but a lot of small changes here and there, which I found to be very useful. And frankly, it's making the player more powerful. In a PvE game, why the hell not, right? Here I'm just showing off this one credit sigil that we should all get. I don't know how long it's gonna last. But basically, if you go into your arsenal where you equip sigils, there's an option to buy a 1 credit sigil. Get it, why not, in case it goes away. So there's that. So like I'm saying, the list with update 17 goes on and on and on. There's no point more for me to, say the whole thing. Instead, why don't you guys have a read on the Warframe forum website. It has everything you need to know about update 17. And of course, for all the fine details and the, advanced tutorial as well as builds, come back to my channel. Guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.